Assalamu alaikum, my dear student. How are you? I'm sure you are fine and you have done a lot of hard work in solving assignment number 3. Let us see the solution of assignment number 3, question by question. And as you know, that this assignment is based on electronic effect, reactive intermediates, and chemistry of alkyl halides part 1. The question number 1, which I gave in the assignment, was arrange the following carbocations in increasing order of stability and explain your answer. And this was the question. Means I gave basically two benzene ring with the carbocation, a tertiary butyl carbocation, and then I have basically allylic carbocation and another carbocation in D. Let us see one by one the stability of each carbocation. The first one, A. First of all, you can see here this pi bond can delocalized at this carbon atom, and this positive charge can be delocalized into this ring step by step like in this way. Secondly, this pi bond will shift here and we have the plus charge on the para carbon, and then this pi electron will delocalize at this carbon and we have the plus charge on this carbon, and ultimately it will reach to its original position. Secondly, the next ring on the left side will delocalize its pi electron, and this plus charge then delocalize in the second ring by step like in this way. You can see here, then this lone pair is shifting here and charge is here, and then this lone pair is shifting here and charge is here, and ultimately you have its original position. Overall, we have seven resonance structure, and this molecule is being stabilized by the resonance effect as well. Let us see the second part of this question, which is basically a tertiary butyl carbocation. There is no double bond, there is no sp2 carbon, and that's why there is no resonance effect. But this molecule, I can write this molecule like in this way. If there is no resonance and you have just CH3s or alkyl group, we have one more effect which is known as the hyperconjugation. And how hyperconjugation will stabilize this molecule like in this way? Keep remember student that we have discussed in our classes that hyperconjugation, also known as no bond resonance, because the adjacent carbon containing the alpha hydrogen beside the carbocation can stabilize by donating its sigma electron to its MTP orbital like in this way, and that's why there is no bond between this carbon and hydrogen and creating the plus charge. Then this hydrogen can shift here, and we have no bond between this H2, and this hydrogen can donate its electron, and we do not have the no bond between this H3. Like these three hydrogen can resonance in form of hyperconjugation to give three canonical form or three resonating form. Ultimately, the methyl on the right side can step by step can make the hyperconjugative resonance structure like in this way. Each and every bond is breaking and bond is making like in this way, and ultimately it's finished. Then the third methyl can make the hyperconjugative bond like in this way. Bond will shift here, and this pi bond will abstract the H6 proton, and you have this structure, and ultimately you have these are basically the hyperconjugative structure. So overall, then it will reach to its original position. Overall, this molecule have 9 hyperconjugative hydrogens, or we may say that they have 9 no-bond resonance structure. So this is somehow the very stable molecule, but keep remember, student, that the hyperconjugative effect is less as compared to the resonance effect. So let us see the other example. In this example, we can draw this structure like in this way as well. And this molecule have an advantage that beside this carbocation on right and left side, this CH means one hyperconjugative hydrogen, this CH3 means we have three hyperconjugative hydrogen. So overall, four hyperconjugative hydrogen this molecule have, and beside this have it has a two resonating structure. Okay, and let us see the D example. In D example, we can draw the same structure like in this way. And when once we can see carefully the structure, there is no double bond. And this carbocation is basically a secondary carbocation. Okay, now this secondary carbocation on right side have one hydrogen and on left side have CH3. It means total four hyperconjugative hydrogen, and this molecule do not have any resonance structure. So this is basically considered as the least stable molecule among these four. So finally, what is the overall increasing order of stability? On top, this is the least stable molecule because of having only secondary carbocation. This is the second highest stable molecule because of the delocalization as well as the hyperconjugation. And unfortunately, this is the second highest stable structure because of 9 hyperconjugative hydrogen atom. Okay, and the most stable carbocation among these one, this is the basically dibenzene, diphenyl carbocation. Okay, come to the question number 2. I ask, arrange the following carbanions in increasing order stability and explain your answer. And this is the question. A, the same. These are the same example which I gave in question number 1, but now these are carbonyl. Now let us see that how we can describe their stability order. Now once you can see the structure A, same like previously described in carbocation case, this molecule is basically resonance stabilized and can donate the lone pair of electron to the benzene ring. By this way, it can have 4 on the right side benzene ring canonical form, and similarly this molecule when donate the lone pair to the left side benzene ring can make different the canonical form. So overall this molecule have 7 resonating structure. Because of delocalization, this molecule is much more stable. Okay, secondly, when we look at the structure of B, now in this case, although these methyl group, they are just supporting this molecule, that there is no resonance bond stabilization, but there is basically we have the hyperconjugation. In because of the hyperconjugation, what is hyperconjugation? The donation of sigma electron to the MTP orbital. This donation of sigma electron means from the CH bond electron, making this carbonyl least stable. Okay, so uh, if we have very the substituted carbonyl, this is the least stable in this case. So these 9 hyperconjugative hydrogens are making this tertiary carbonyl is basically the least stable. Let us the second example. The same one, we have the secondary carbonyl, and this carbonyl, of course, this CH3 and this CH, because of hyperconjugation, making this carbonyl least stable, but not as much because of the previous tertiary carbonyl. But fortunately, this double bond, because of delocalization, making this slightly the stable one. Okay, so this is the second phenomena, that this resonance structure is making slightly stable this carbonyl. Okay, when we look at the example D, this is the secondary carbonyl and there is no conjugation, only we have methyl on the left side and we have CH on the right side, and this CH and this CH3 making this carbonyl least stable. So the overall increasing order of stability, the least stable is the tertiary carbonyl, and then the second one is the secondary carbonyl, and the third one is we have when the conjugated carbonyl, and the final is basically we have this diphenyl carbonyl. This is the most stable because of the resonance stabilization. Question number 3, which I ask, arrange the following aromatic compounds in decreasing order of stability and explain your answer. And these are basically the aromatic compound. Dear student, keep one thing in your mind. when I'm not asking about the order of stability in terms of the electrophilic substitution, or order of stability in terms of the nucleophilic substitution, or order of stability in terms of the electron density, or the electron density increases or decreases. I'm just asking about the stability, that how molecule are stable it is. If you compare any molecule, the neutral molecule are always stable as compared to the negative or the positive, or we can say the charged molecule. This is the one phenomenon. And similarly, if you found any molecule in which the charge is static, this is the least stable molecule. When charge is delocalizing, this is somehow the stable molecule. So let us see one by one the stability order, and the explanation of each and every example, that how we can define the stability of these four examples. One, we have the benzyl carbanion. Second, we have basically the benzyl carbocation. Then the C, we have the nitro benzonitrile, and D, we have the phenol group. A, a benzyl carbanion. First, look at the canonical form or the resonating structure. This CH2 somehow donating the electron to this benzene ring. And that's how it is basically creating some resonating structure by delocalization of the electron. And it is somehow increasing the electron density at the benzene ring. Okay. And overall, this molecule has four resonating structure, and because it is donating electron to the ring, this is creating the plus m mesomeric effect. And simultaneously, this carbanion, or this carbon having negative charge, and this carbon is the neutral one, it is also having an effect which is known as the inductive effect. And what is inductive effect? When a more electronegative element bonded with the carbon, it has some polarity, and this difference in polarity cause the effect which is known as inductive effect. So this C negative is actually abstracting the electron from this carbon, and somehow creating the polarity which is known as the minus I effect, because this is electron pulling towards the carbanion. But unfortunately, this plus M effect is overcome or predominant over this minus I effect in this case. Okay. Now, once we see the structure of the benzyl carbocation, carbocation having the same resonating form like the benzyl carbanion, like in this way. But unfortunately, this is sp2 carbocation is actually pulling the electron or withdrawing the electron from the benzene ring, like in this way. And by this way, the plus charge is delocalizing over the ring by this way, like you can see here. And it has four resonating structure, and definitely this delocalization of charge is creating the minus M effect, which is the known as minus mesomeric effect. What is minus mesomeric effect? Because this positive carbon is abstracting the electron, and then by this way it is creating the minus mesomeric effect. Similarly, this plus charge is creating the plus I effect. Minus mesomeric effect is basically predominant over the plus I effect. Okay, now this is the neutral molecule, benzonitrile. Benzonitrile, first we can resonate or delocalize the electron from the carbon and nitrogen, like in this way. We have the plus charge on the carbon and the negative charge on the nitrogen, and then this plus charge carbon is basically withdrawing the electron from the benzene ring step by step, like in this way. And ultimately we see that this molecule has 5 resonating structure. Okay. And this electron withdrawing group is actually creating the minus M mesomeric effect, and this minus mesomeric effect predominant over the inductive effect. Okay, the last one, same, the phenol. The phenol group is basically electron donating group. The hydroxy is the electron donating group. OH is donating the electron to the benzene ring like in this way. Okay, and we can see that we have the electron density at ortho and para position, and ultimately you can see here this molecule have four resonating structure and plus mesomeric effect, as well as minus I inductive effect. In this case, the plus mesomeric effect predominate over the minus I inductive effect. Okay, and finally, this molecule comparatively with the benzonitrile is the least stable. Okay, now the overall stability. The most stable molecule is the benzonitrile, and then we have the phenol, and then we have the basically benzyl carbocation, which is also known as tryptophan molecule, and the least stable is the benzyl carbonyl. This is the order of stability among these molecules. Fourth question, which I ask, arrange the following free radicals in a decreasing order of stability and explain your answer. I gave A, B, C, and D. We have primary, tertiary, secondary, and tertiary radical. Very easy. Okay, there is no double bond. So just take care about the hyperconjugation. Only hyperconjugative effect will explain you which is the more stable. And we know the order of the stability of the free radical, that 3 degrees is the most stable, then 2, and then primary free radical. Let us see the first structure A. This molecule having a CH2 or the primary 1 degree free radical on left side, it is just we have one alkyl group, and this have only two hyperconjugative hydrogen who can stabilize. So this is the least stable molecule among these four. B, you can see here everywhere we have the methyl. Total we have 9 hyperconjugative hydrogen, and it's a 3 degree free radical. See, you can see the structure. We can draw the same structure like in this way. This is the free radical. On left side, we have CH3. On right side, we have CH2. Total, we have 5 hyperconjugative hydrogen. All right. D. In case of D, in case of D, you can see here. This is the molecule, and this molecule have basically a 3 degree radical. On left side you can see it's a CH2, on right side CH, on below you have CH3. Total 6 hyperconjugative hydrogen, and it's a 3 degree free radical. Beside this, this compound you can see have extended alkyl group, and these alkyl group are supporting or stabilizing this free radical. So we can say this is the most stable free radical among these four. So the overall increasing order of stability is, the first most stable is D, then second we have the B, and the third we have C, and the least stable is basically the A free radical, which is given to you. Okay, question number 5, which I ask, draw the structure of the product of the following nucleophilic substitution reaction. And I ask you, explain the kinetics, means the rate of the reaction, whether it is first order or the second order reaction. And I ask you, draw the stereochemistry of the reaction, whether it is, the inversion of configuration or the racemization, like in this. And these are the two questions. We have basically a chiral molecule, and we have, this is the first one, we have a basically secondary alkyl halide, and then we have the same case again the secondary alkyl halide, and I just try to solve. Let us see how we can solve this. The first one, in the first one, first I can ask you to react this molecule. This is the second order reaction. Phenyl group is somehow the bulky group or the bigger group, the benzene ring, and we have the ethyl group and the bromine. So generally it prefer to convert into the carbocation and to remove or leave the bromine as a bromide ion. And this is the most time consuming step, which is also known as the rate determining step or the slow step. And in the second step, when the water molecule attack on this carbocation, we have this reaction intermediate, and ultimately the final step basically the removal of the proton by means of the water molecule to give this corresponding alcohol. So the overall rate depend on the first step. So we can say this is the basically first order reaction. Okay, so generally this reaction is basically a first order reaction which depends on the rate of the 1 bromopropyl benzene, and this is the SN1 या nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now, how we can define the stereochemistry of the SN1 reaction? We can see in this first case, once the bromine leave as a bromide ion will give you the trigonal planar molecule. Now we have a two chance that this water molecule can attack from the left side, like in this way, or this water molecule can attack on the right side from this way, like in this way. So overall, we may have, if we have the chiral molecule, that 50-50 chance of R and S product. So generally, in this case, we have the mixture of R and S, and we have the racemic mixture. If I gave you this type of the chiral molecule in SN1 reaction. Now let us see the B example. In this case, of course, we have 2-bromobutane, and this 2-bromobutane is basically a chiral molecule again, but you can see there is no a crowdy or the bulky group. So this molecule can react with hydroxide, and we have the strong nucleophile as well. So in this case, we may have the SN2 reaction. So let us see, for example, this nucleophile attack on this nucleophilic center, it will depart the bromide ion and it will create the transition state like in this way. And we have ultimately the product. And secondly, when we look at the kinetic of the nucleophilic substitution reaction, this rate or this reaction depends on the concentration of both substrate and the nucleophile. Substrate in this case is basically 2-bromobutane, and a nucleophile is basically a hydroxide negative ion. So generally, the rate of the substitution reaction is linearly dependent on the concentration of the hydroxide, the nucleophile, and the 2-bromobutane as substrate. So the overall, this is a second order reaction or a bimolecular reaction, or we can say it's a SN2 reaction. Let us see the stereochemistry of the SN2 reaction. We know that in SN2 reaction, if we have the chiral molecule, inversion of configuration takes place. Let us see, for example, when this molecule react on this nucleophilic center, bromine will depart, and finally the inversion of configuration takes place. This R molecule convert into the S configuration. Here we have R